Hi guys, and welcome back to Mower Repair. Today we're going to take a look at this Craftsman 6.5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton. I think this is a little bit of an older mower. It's got a primer bulb there on the front, and everything's kind of set up a little backwards than most of them I work on, with the dipstick on this side and the carburetor over here. So we're going to take a look at this and see if this is actually worth fixing, or exactly what happened to it. Why did it get put out? Basically in the trash. There's its numbers, the vitals, in case anybody's curious about that. Sears and Roebuck, Hoffman Estates, Illinois. And we will dig into this thing and see what we got. Hang on, here we go. First things first, do we have any oil? Typically, the answer is no, we don't. And that would remain the same here. No oil in the dipstick at all. I'm going to put enough oil in it just to get it up on the dipstick, so in case this thing does start, we don't do any more damage to it. But I am not so sure that this sweetheart's going to run. That ought to be enough to get it up on the dipstick. Charlie's out there in the background watching cars go by and doing his best to look like a guard dog, which he's not very good at. We are bone dry on fuel, so let's give it a little bit of that liquid as well. Ooh, ah. And we'll see if we can make this thing actually run. A bit of fuel, a bit more than I thought I was going to put in. All right, let's give her a few tugs and see if this sweetheart will run. What are you looking at that you can see here? You're pretty good. This thing has like 0 compression. All right, we're going to pull this top cover off. Pull this beauty cover off, and then we might be able to see a little bit more. Guess we could pull the fuel tank and our starter off and drive this with a drill and see if we can actually see some spark here. I think that might be a fairly good idea. No, wrong size. I bet this is the wrong size the other way. Oh, look at that, second try. Lay our fuel tank back out of the way. So we can do this without spilling too much fuel. And we will start pulling screws off to hold all that down. The actual shroud on. Our dipping stick holding bolt out. Turn that around. That should be most of them. Why, yes, looky there. That sweetheart is off. Look at that. That really was first try, by the way. There. Well, we've had a bit of a recent development with this thing, and that is this valve guide will come completely out. So it typically will sit in this hole right here and be bottomed out. Well, since it comes out, we got to do something about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the intake valve back in here, and then I'm going to peen this thing around here and kind of squish the metal in on it. And that's about the best we can do with this. All right, we're going to peen this around the edge of this valve seat. I think that'll do it. There we go, valve stem and seal installed. Valve stem installed. A valve seal. Get the valve reinstalled here. Alrighty. Clean up my exhaust valve, then we'll put it in. It must be open right now. Nope, it's just hitting the keeper. That should do it. It's going to make a lot of difference. You know, it's going the right way and all. All right, we'll torque the head bolts down. We're going to take them down in a couple of different steps here. Go around them one more time. Get the two middle ones. Those corner ones. Those corner ones. And those. Tighten her up, bend down the keepers. Like so, and so. All right, we'll go ahead and put the shroud back on. Kind of like that. Do we have oil? Yep, we got some oil. didn't get to it fast enough. Alrighty. Well, let's dig into our carburetor and see what we find here. Let's get the filter cover off. Yep, one more. Isn't there always just one more? Just one more. All right, well, let's put this beauty ring back on. Feed this through here. Get a screwdriver. That's back on. Put an air filter on it, change the oil, sharpen the blade on this sweetheart, fix our ratchet, and we'll be getting closer to ready to go. Tell you what, let's take a look at our ratchet real quick. There we go. It's a 9/16. Or my world, a 14. Well, I think that explains it. Our wheel don't have any teeth left on it. Everything's full of goo. This doesn't have a ratchet. So if we're going to fix that, we're going to need us a wheel. But that's the problem. They're all rounded off. We'll have to see about getting us a wheel. My guess, it hasn't worked for a long time because this tire's worn down and this one has a good tread. So I'm going to guess this tread hasn't been pulling. In the meantime, we'll put this wheel back on now that we know what we need. Not sure how well that primer is going to work, but I reckon we'll find out. Well, guys, thanks for watching once again as we revived yet another one. This one we could actually save, and I really prefer that to just tearing them apart and disposing of them for the parts. So thanks for watching. God bless.